what's up everyone? My name is Steph Koza and welcome to my channel, and today I am reviewing Crazy Rich Asians. Crazy Rich Asians is based on a novel of the same name by Kevin Kwan. It is directed by John M. Chu, who has done a handful of random things like Now You See Me, the shitty G.I. Joe movie, a couple Step Up movies, the Gem and the Holograms movie, kind of like just a lot of not super great films, unfortunately. So, you know, going into this, I was like, not the highest of expectations. I also saw the trailer for this movie and I was like, yeah, that looks okay, maybe. And now this is gonna be me reviewing this movie just based on it being a movie. Like, not looking at anything else, not looking at any of this social commentary and reasons why it is an important movie, because it is an important movie and I am going to touch on it like a little bit later on, but I don't want that to impact my review. I'm going to look at this as a film and that's it. But I will say, yeah, one of the reasons that I was interested in seeing it is because it has a whole Asian cast. It is an Asian-led film and that's super cool, and that has not really happened, especially in romantic comedies. So I wanted to support this movie, even if I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I saw the trailer and I was like, eh, maybe, but I wanted to see it so I could support it. And I don't know, maybe I just had really low expectations, but I really was surprised with how much I enjoyed this movie. So Crazy Rich Asians is a romantic comedy, classic romantic comedy slash family drama. Basically, boy meets girl, girl meets boy. They're already in love at the beginning of the movie. They're like dating for about a year now, and they're getting to that point where the guy wants the girl to meet his parents, as you know, that normally happens in relationships. But what she doesn't know is that his family is like the richest family in Singapore. Like, they are this crazy rich family. They're crazy rich. Hence the title of this movie. And this girl comes from this like lower middle class Asian American single mother raised family. So, you know, tension rises. There's a lot of like snobby rich people and like normal poor people. And there's a lot of tension there. And so the whole movie going forward is just all of that tension and dealing with it and learning about these crazy rich people and seeing all of these incredibly colorful characters. And it's just like so much fun. I felt when I was watching this movie that it was like a very classic romantic comedy. Like, it felt like this could have been a movie that came out like 20 years ago. Like, that's kind of what it felt like. A little bit. In a good way. And I like, this is a classic, timeless sort of movie, and I was super into it. It was very fun. Really surprisingly funny in a lot of places where I wouldn't have expected it to be. And as far as romantic comedies go, this has a very good plot. Like, there were times where I was like, I honestly do not know what is going to happen. Like, it was surprisingly unpredictable for a romantic comedy, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It was very fun. It had some really fun musical choices. Like, the entire soundtrack is like Asian music, like Chinese songs that we know in America that have been like translated into some Asian version. It was like very cool, very new, very fresh. It was a great combination of classic rom-com and fresh new movie. I think parts of it were a little cheesy because, you know, it's a rom-com. So like anything that may have been considered like a flaw wasn't really a flaw, because it's like, well, this is a rom-com. Like, that's the style of this movie. Like, it's a cheesy, romantic, heartfelt sort of thing. And it was really heartfelt. Like, there were so many moments where I was like, oh, this is just so pure and wholesome and it makes my heart so happy. And it was one of those movies where I left the theater and I was just in a good mood. I don't know. It was just fun. It was exciting. It was happy and sad. You felt all the emotions, and then at the end of it, you're just like, I was just in such a great mood. And I think there needs to be more movies like that in the world. I feel like every movie I've seen lately has either confused me, made me angry, made me really sad, and I just needed this movie right now, okay? I needed this. Thank you. It was so much fun. I loved it. I really did. I think it was very long, which was surprising, especially for a rom-com. It was like a little over 2 hours, but it also didn't really feel that long. Like, there was never really a time where I was bored. There were a few moments that kind of were slow, but like, it was pretty fast paced. There was a lot going on. There are so many characters that you get introduced to that, like, you never really get bored because they're all so interesting and they're very complex. Like, no one is two-dimensional. Everyone has something that makes them tick and something that makes them interesting and unpredictable, and I really enjoyed that. And maybe that has something to do with the fact that this is based on a book, which obviously has a lot of details in it, but this was just a really great story. It was also really interesting to see that culture and see what it's like to be in that culture and to be in that super rich family. And it was like seeing a world I'm unfamiliar with but not feeling super foreign to it. Like, it was more like I was being brought into it and I was being introduced to it in this very almost welcoming sort of way that wasn't like confusing, and I wasn't like, oh, I don't really understand that. Like, there's a part where they're playing some Chinese board game or something, and I'd never seen it in my life. I was like, I have no idea what this is. They didn't explain the rules or anything, because in this world it's like assumed that they know, obviously, how to play it. And it played a really cool part in this scene, and even though I didn't really understand the rules, I could still kind of pick up on it and what it was doing, and it was just like a really cool thing. I don't know, I just really felt refreshed by this movie. It was very fun. And like I said, this is an important movie, and I'm gonna tell you why very briefly, because I don't want this to be like a preaching video where I'm like, this movie is important because blah 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 and blah 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 and all these important things. Because A, I'm sure you've heard it a million times by now and you're probably like, shut the fuck up, Steph, I get it. But there are probably some of you who are like, I just don't care, like, I just don't understand. Let me just paint a picture. I'm not even gonna preach anything to you. I'm just gonna challenge you. Turn on Netflix. Go to the romantic comedies section. Scroll through until you find a movie with an Asian lead. I'll wait. Yeah, that doesn't exist. It just doesn't. So that's why this movie exists, and that's why it's important. There you go. That's all. But even if this was like an American movie with a bunch of white people, I would probably still think it's a good movie because it was a good movie. So there you go. That being said, I'm gonna give this movie, I'm gonna give it a 4. A 4 out of 5. Because I had fun, I enjoyed the plot, the acting was great, the music was so good. I was like dancing, it was so much fun. I left the movie feeling great. I will 100% watch this movie again. Probably gonna buy it because it was just good. It's one of those movies where like you're having a bad day, you just want to watch a like cute rom-com, put on this movie. There you go. That's what this is. And I love it. So yeah, that's it for my review. Let me know if you guys saw Crazy Rich Asians. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. I would love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to join our Patreon-only chat room where we talk about movies, spoiler-filled, and all the deets. Link is in the description below. You can join our Patreon and become a patron and be invited to the chat room where we talk about every movie that I review and other things. Pretty much everything. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit that little bell icon down there so that you get a notification every time I post a video. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Steph Koza, and I'll see you next time. Bye!